What's going on YouTube? My name's Alex, this is Ask the Cheese Gaming, and welcome to a PC video game review. Yes, in this week's video game discussion / review, I'll be taking a look at OMF, One Must Fall, developed by Diversion Entertainment, published by Epic Mega Games, with a PC release date of October 1997. Mind you that this game came out for a PC just after the huge 16-bit fighting game craze of games like Killer Instinct, Street Fighter, and Mortal Kombat. And this game sees you play huge giant mech robots across futuristic landscapes. It definitely borrows a lot of influence from games such as, like, say, Street Fighter. OMF One Must Fall was originally on the MS-DOS and can also be found for free on the DOS Games archive, but you'll have to use the DOS box emulator to get it to work. So I just want to ask the question real quick today, is this game worth picking up and trying to play today? Well, first off, for a game that was originally on MS-DOS, this game has a ton to it. With quick controls, an ability to create and actually customize your own robot, upgrading, say for instance, your legs for power, or damage, or making them faster, or even changing your color combination. There's 8 different robots that you start off with that you can pick from. Or if you just play through the arcade mode, each robot has its own kind of, distinct feel with special abilities. So, as I've just said, this game borrows heavy elements from Street Fighter, but if you enjoy those styles of games but want to play something in more of a futuristic landscape, then this game would definitely be right up your alley. If I have any nitpick of the game, it's probably just the lack of arenas in this one. I mean, it's like, you gotta be mindful of when this game came out, and I hate to say the phrase, at the time, but at the time this was, definitely kind of like, whoa, like, what's up with these crazy graphics and these crazy robots? But nowadays with, everything high tech and all these, games with these, crazy amounts of modes, has it aged? Well, surprisingly, for a game that's still free to play today, then yeah, I'd actually say it has aged quite well, considering the amount of, customization. Fun fact about this game, it also even has something called a destructive move, where after you beat your opponent, if you punch in a code fast enough, you can perform one of 2 super moves where you either did damage to the robot, or you're able to, just completely smash them into smithereens. And as you'll say in between, this is supposed to be a, tournament of sorts. So you'll see an announcer has a little bit, something to say. Or when you're playing through your own custom playthrough where you have a robot, you have this little coach that talks to you and kind of coaches you and says, oh, hey, you did really good, or hey, you did really well, poorly. If you're able to wreck your opponent really fast, then you do some big moves and some combos, you earn more money, and you can use that money to buy upgrades or also power up your pilot. Oh, speaking of, in the gameplay footage here, where's one of those aforementioned destructive moves. So obviously, the more health you have, the more better special moves you have. It allows you to earn points or money. The crowd cheered for Jean Paul as he was defeated in a remarkable showdown with Christian. When you start off, there's a total of 8 pilots that you can choose, each with their own sprite animation. And this part in the middle is kind of cool. One final fun fact about this game, there are actually a bunch of random little, hazards on a lot of the arenas, such as this one. You can knock your opponent into the fence if you perform the right kind of move, and it'll electrify them. The previous one, you could hit your opponent into the spikes. But, this game's by no means perfect. Sometimes it can have really wonky hit detection. There's not a ton of songs. What's here for the OST is enjoyable, but there's just kind of a lack of variety, as well as I also mentioned, a lack of stages. But, again, And to close out, if you enjoy 16-bit arcade-style fighting games and you're looking for something fun on the PC, then I highly recommend checking out OMF, One Must Fall. And if you're interested in more information, I will leave a link to this game and where you can find the download link for DOS Games Archive down in the description, and if I can remember also as the pinned comment. So hope you guys enjoyed this PC review. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.